Welcome. This is Barry Jones from the Angel School, and we're here for our weekly angel reading for September the 7th through September 13th, 2015. So let's just take a moment to clear our minds and to open our hearts and just allowing anything that is causing you to feel as though you are kind of caged in to just let that go, and letting go of fears that are being manipulated by the ego. Because what they're showing me is that you're kind of feeling a little caged in, feeling kind of, because you're going through a tremendous amount of shifts. You are in changes that is placing you in a role where you understand that many will follow you. And this can be frightening, and the responsibility of what that may mean to you. But you cannot allow the ego to sort of give you its own perspective on any subject or any area of your life. It is the love of your divine source, which is the guidance that we are all now at this very important time learning to rely upon. And so every challenge that you are experiencing, and when you feel as though you have been caged in, is really about you letting go of that old system, foundation which you relied upon, that drove you and guided your decisions in a way that may not have always panned out as best for you. And now, as you rely upon a higher consciousness and awareness, a higher frequency of information, they're showing me, you can place your worries in a place inside of you where it becomes like this distant, far out, almost impossible noise to hear, as you rely on the clarity of your divine sight and feelings and understanding. So this is a profound time for you, because everything that you're experiencing is helping you to improve your life in the ways that you have asked for in your prayers. They're indicating that you are asking for and have already asked for improvements in your finances, your relationships, and life purpose and career. And so this is, they're indicating that you're on the right path for you to really begin to see evidence of your trust in your path and in the universe and in your heart, as you continue to acknowledge with great and profound faith your soul's desires and truth and purpose. You will begin to form a network that will create something completely different than what you've experienced before. So keep really on the path that you're on, Continue to do what you're doing. Continue to be open to the experiences that may challenge you, but what they're doing is helping you to make the decision to rely on this guidance of your higher self. And this is so important because the clarity that you're seeking can only come from within this peace within your soul. Can only come from the source of God, and the clarity and the purity of that love, that divine love. Okay, so let's take a look at the card for the theme of the week, which is our Archangel Oracle card decked by Doreen Virtue. Let's see what. Okay, so we have Archangel Metatron, and we have the card Chakra Clearing. So this is really sort of pointing to, looking at the geometric shape that's above his head. And you can call upon Archangel Metatron to use these geometric shapes to clear your energy grid and the energy centers of your body so that you can really have clarity and greater focus. So during the week, be very much open to noticing how you're feeling, paying attention to things that are going on around you. And what Archangel Metatron really helps with is focus on your life purpose, on your goals. So you may find that you may need to kind of do a little bit of clearing or refreshing or rebooting your energy or your thoughts or your perspective. So be very much aware that you can call upon Archangel Metatron if you're in a meeting or a session to kind of sort of reboot or refresh your energy centers, okay? I'm not going to get into the specifics of how he may do that because he may have some new, I get a sense of some new, I don't want to say tricks, but some new ways of working with you that for some of you as healers may also be something that you may be able to incorporate in your own healing work. So be very much open to working with Archangel Metatron in this week for that kind of guidance. But know that he is helping you, and I get a sense as I just look at this picture, that your life purpose, I get a sense that it's going to become a lot clearer to you in the upcoming weeks. And that there's almost a feeling of an urgency within you to really stand more profoundly apart from the rest of the world, not in the sense that you're alienating others, but that you're willing to stand up in your truth and to really adhere to your call, whatever that is personally for you, that you've been guided in the directions you've been guided. And so that I just feel a sense of that Archangel Metatron and a host of other beings that are working with everyone who has a purpose for helping with the ascension process of the planet at this time to get the clarity that they need to be able to stay focused and to keep their energy refreshed. And so you may find that you may need some time to reboot. Now let me just tune in to this card here. And so yeah, what I'm kind of seeing is a desk and sort of an outdoor setting on a porch. And at first, it kind of looked like a crib to me. So there's something about balancing your time between responsibilities that may be personal to you, like family, specifically someone who may be working from home and raising a child. And also knowing that Archangel Metatron also works with children who are highly sensitive, beings like indigos and crystal children, and who have, let's see, he's writing the word go. So, maybe you're hesitating and you're feeling like you don't know how you're going to juggle both responsibilities. But he's telling you to just keep moving forward, go. And he was showing me like a swing on a porch. So he's saying that, you need to make sure you take some time to refresh yourself, make time to relax, okay? So build into your scheduled time for yourself, as well as, your responsibilities with your family, and your work that's important to you, okay? So again, it just feels like this is something that some of you feel like you need a reboot. And it's interesting because he's showing me an adult standing in a playpen. Now, and before that, I was seeing like gateways. And when I see gateways, this means that some really dramatic shift is happening. Maybe things are speeding up for you and moving faster than you can almost keep up with it all. And what he's kind of saying is with the playpen thing, you need to have fun through this, because if you take it too seriously, and he's saying yes to me, if you take this all too seriously, you're going to just, what is it, almost like the sense of you're going to overcharge yourself, and it's almost, you can just see a machine just making all these weird sounds, and kind of crashing. So don't blow out your circuits is the phrase I'm kind of hearing here. And if some of you've been doing this, then this is why you need to get a reboot or get a refresh from Archangel Metatron. Also by spending some time out in nature, but remembering to play. Okay, life should never be that serious to you. It is a playground, and where our divine souls are, interacting in these human forms, taking on the physical dimension, and we're supposed to have fun, spreading our light. So if you've lost your connection with your purpose and the joy of your purpose, then reconnect with that and a more playful approach. Have fun, find ways to be creative, and tap into those infinite resources that awaken through your creativity and your ability to enjoy yourself and to be playful and in your approach. All right, let's take a look at the card for the beginning of the week. Let's see what we have here. Now, I did see the word two, and I thought they were referring to faith, but they were referring to this card because they wrote it out. They didn't write it as the number two, as a numerical, how do you want to say, it's not an alphabet, but they didn't write it out as the number, they wrote it out as the word. And so, and this card fits in perfectly with what we were just saying, because this card in the Two of Abundance is usually Two of Earth, and Doreen's other angel tarot. This is the guardian angel tarot. In the traditional tarot, it would be the Two of Pentacles, or coins. And so this is about learning to juggle responsibilities. Okay, excuse me. And doing so in a way where you strike balance in a playful and say, how you want to say, you want to combine your love it for what you're doing, your passion, and you want to combine that with enjoyment and pleasure, and exploration. And it's very interesting to show here, not a small child, but you know, eight. Like say this girl probably like looks like she's about 8 or 9 years old, where you just have that childlike innocence and approach to everything. And I like to think that she's on this plank, and one could look at the situation as being very precarious, but probably she's using her imagination and creating all kinds of experiences and scenarios that make something that looks very boring into something very interesting and entertaining for herself. So you may feel like you're kind of walking, sort of on a very thin, narrow path with not much going on at the time. But you could turn this situation around by really exploring your imagination and opening up the process to being flexible, in terms of working with others, and in your own approach, being flexible and creative. So let's look at what the message on this card says. It says, life may be feeling a little out of balance right now. You could be working multiple jobs or trying to make a change to your dream career. It's important to keep things light and stay in touch with your inner child. Make your work as playful as possible. Multitasking with a positive attitude brings success. So, just getting into that creativity, because this is going to, open up and attract others to what you're doing. It's gonna reboot your experience and what you're trying to do. So let me just tune into this card and see if there are any additional messages from the angels, from your guardian angels. And I feel like they're just showing me like giants, and the sense is that you feel like you're really walking in very large shoes, maybe that you don't feel quite worthy to fill these things, and you have sometimes some anxieties come up for you, and it causes you to feel a little bit vulnerable. They're writing the word eagle, and in the animal spirits, first of all, they're saying you're safe. They just wrote that word. And in the eagle, in Stephen Farmer's book on animal spirit guides, you may want to look into that to get a little bit more details. But from what I can remember, first of all, they're saying trust and go for it. Lots of changes are going to bring lots of opportunities for you that are going to be extremely rewarding, as they're showing me these things in words and symbols. Okay, so you're being given an opportunity. This is a spiritual purpose for you, and in spite of how you feel and how you feel like this is much greater than you, you're kind of correct about that, because this isn't really just about you, and it is greater than you, because you have to, what you're going to be doing, you have no idea who it's going to impact. And so you can't really think about yourself when you have a purpose. You have to think about what you love and what you're passionate about. Let that fuel your purpose. And then let the feeling in the shoes part, let the steps that you're guided to take do that for you. You don't have to do that part. All you got to do is show up and step up to the plate. And even though you put on these, like, you're thinking of a child, stepping in their parents' shoes, and they're too big for you, and you feel like you're dragging as you try to lift up your feet. But just know that with one step at a time, there's a song from one of those cartoon Christmas programs that says, put one foot in front of the other, and soon you'll be walking out the door. So just take one step at a time, and soon you'll be on your way. You'll be filling in, and getting more details that will help you. But you gotta at this stage of the game, you gotta be like a child, in order to, like, as they say, you must be like a little child in order to enter the kingdom of heaven. So you must have the imagination and the carefree attitude of a child in order to discover, that blissful state for yourself and feeling like you're on in what you're doing. Okay, let's take a look at the card for the middle of the week. And we have the messenger of emotions. Okay, so this would normally be the page of cups here. And so this card could speak about someone, and again, is all this young. So this is about maybe an attitude that we may need to take on, as though seems like it's the theme of the week here. And the messenger of emotions is usually someone who's very intuitive, insightful. It has an innocence, a sort of a naivete, but it may tend to be shy, but they are very artistic, again, psychic, very intuitive, and very much in touch with everyone else's feelings, and their own feelings. And so you may need to tap into that for your own guidance. Your messages will come through you being like a little child, okay? Where you have more access to the messages, oh my God, excuse me, the messages of love, okay? And I always call this channeling the love. And, you just follow your heart. It always, when you're speaking in front of people, you have something to say, and all of a sudden you feel that love pour through you, and you know that you're making a connection. You can feel it. So rely more on this than the analytical aspect of your mind that may be dissecting and criticizing every step that you make. And, may cause you to bump into people who do the same. But it's because you're entertaining this within yourself that you're attracting it. And so you need to just kind of reboot, reconnect, and always go back and start from the place from within, from the joy that inspires you. And this card also would speak to say that you have the ability to share loving messages with others. And they don't have to be grand to make an impact. So just remember that. But the message on this card says, this is the beginning of a new emotional experience that could grow into something deeper. You may receive a message expressing feelings that you didn't even know were developing. A social invitation could soon be on its way to you. There's a person involved who's very gentle and loving, with only the kindest of intentions. It could be you, especially if you're an artist, shy and sensitive. Okay? So this card also speaks about possibly receiving an invitation or a gesture of romance and love. Again, be open to the moment. Be in the moment. Don't get too serious too fast. Okay, just take it as it comes, and what is revealed to you in the moment, trust it, and just be willing to grow, incrementally in this possible invitation, socially or as a romantic gesture. Just don't jump ahead of yourself, okay? But let me just tune into this card and see if there are any additional messages here. Yeah, and they're just kind of writing for some of you. They wrote the word fast. So this may be something, okay, it's two things here. This may be a message that comes to you rather quickly, where you may feel like, a little exposed and kind of caught off guard. So don't be afraid to, I'm getting a sense if this is a situation, an opportunity, don't be afraid, and they're writing yes, to make this connection in terms of, they're writing my word cafe which is my symbol for networking. Okay, if it's a romantic opportunity, and so they're writing no, but they're writing more, this is more about a job and something to do with your life purpose. So they want you to kind of get out, because they're writing the word out. So they want you to kind of get out and make yourself available, make yourself more sociable. Okay, so they want you to start, since this is the messenger of emotion and represents that they want you to start socializing more, start in terms of your life purpose, kind of put yourself out there, start networking more in this week, okay? And taking chances, taking small steps, new beginnings in that direction. All right. They know you're shy, but they know you can do it. All right, let's take a look at the card for the end of the week. And we have the Six of Action. So this card tells us, that some kind of achievement, and since the wands, this is usually, the Six of Action is also represents the wands. This represents, career, like purpose. So, and it seems like this is what they really, because I was going into the romance thing, but they were like, no, they literally wrote that. So there is an opportunity for you to have some success. Not only I feel like just for the weekend, but throughout the week, as you put yourself out there, as you have this refreshing new approach. And isn't it interesting that every one of the images in these cards are children, little children? So it really goes back to that, answer that Jesus gave to Nicodemus, that you must be like a little child in order to enter the kingdom of heaven, that you must, tap into your source. You must, tap into your source in order to access your bliss. Always come from the heart, always follow, the source within you. And as you're doing this, as you're listening to your intuition and not getting caught up in, pride and what your mind is telling you, you end up being recognized. So I feel like as a result of networking and social, putting yourself out there socially about your career, like purpose, that you have some success and you receive some kind of recognition, possibly a callback, okay? If you're interviewing for a job, or if you were just talking to someone, they may call you as a client because maybe you went out to a fair and did readings or whatever, put your business or whatever out there, and you may start to get some calls. So where you were not seeing any, how do you want to say, any kind of progress. Now, because you take this step, which kind of goes against your shy, sensitive nature, because you may be afraid of this page is usually someone who's kind of afraid and shy, they're so sensitive emotionally that they don't like being around people, because they can feel everything that they're thinking, and it bothers them. So you may find it difficult. But this is going to be one of those challenges they were talking about, but it will benefit you greatly. Okay, let me just tune in and see if there's anything else with this card. Nope. And I think we have covered everything with this card. But just don't let the voices, the criticism, things from the past, the negativity get inside your head is what they're showing me. All right. So let's take a look at the card. I already pulled it from the bottom. Oh, and we have another messenger, the messenger of abundance. Okay. So this is telling me that, just quickly, that there's going to be some things that you're going to learn, in terms of about yourself and about your self-worth. And it's also saying that there's going to be some good news in terms of, following the guidance of your angels in this week and stepping out of your comfort zone, that you're going to have some good news. This is just confirming the last card that we saw, that you're going to have some good news regarding your career, or in terms of, some kind of financial rewards or success in this week. Let's look at the message on the card. It says, wonderful news regarding your career. A new job, a promotion, or acceptance into an excellent school comes into your life. You might feel ready to do something that's challenging and fulfilling. The situation may involve someone who's fun to be around and sometimes mischievous. The person may be you, is youthful, optimistic, and very clever. Okay? So you can also see this is an attitude, again, to adopt in this week. Okay? To, be very optimistic, to and to use your your mind as in a form of wisdom, okay, guided by your heart. And so this is just saying that all kinds of opportunities that support you in terms of your life purpose or being in some form of education, all of this is coming up for you. So another thing that we may get is that in this week, the energy may clear up even a little bit more for you, so that things are allowed to shift for you, and the energy of the week it feels like that's going to be refreshing, and you're going to feel like you got a reboot in your life this week. Okay, so I send you all lots of love and angel blessings, and I thank you for following and subscribing, and for all of your likes and your comments here on the page. And if you'd like an angel reading, please feel free to contact me at theangelschool.com, and where you can find, you can sign up for an angel reading, as well as you can connect to our Facebook page there. You can also find a description link for Facebook and the description link below, and all this information as well. And for those of you who haven't followed us on Facebook, please join us there, because I pull a card Monday through Friday only, each day, and where I read messages from the angels to you about the card. So lots of love. Until next week, God bless you all.